Okay, so here's my par 38 canopy. And on the back side here I'm using a Reef Keeper 2 with an 8 socket power strip. And I've wired my light fixtures. There's 3 light fixtures for a total of a possible 12 in here. On the far end down here I'm starting with, first thing in the morning, the left one there, that's a 12 watt multi-actinic light, and the rest of them that have 9 lights in them are those custom par 38 lamps I had made, 27 watt bridge lux. There's 2 royal blues, 2 UV lights between 410 and 420 nanometers, and 5, I'm thinking 8,000 Kelvin lights or diodes. The 2 here for around the overflow is vacant. 1 more vacant. There's really not a whole lot here under that needs it. And then on the end here I'm using, for the last lights of the night, 2 exotic royal blue actinic lights. The coloring in the tank is fine. It's equivalent to, I'd say, around 15,000 Kelvin, and don't really have much by way of spotlighting. The frog spawn here looks like maybe I could put a little bit more light on it, but I really want to make sure that everything's okay with the amount of light that it's got. The Blasto is actually able to get a little bit more light on it. Now, I don't know if this is the best place to put an MP40, but for my setup, for where my animals are and everything in here so far, it's the best place I can put one. And can't really keep up with the detritus as much as I like to until I can get my finger healed up pretty good. The bubble seems to be handling the blue light on it just fine for the time being, but it's only been up for, this will be what, the 2nd full day, I think. Now the first lights are getting ready to shut off. Then on it'll go. When I was using this light fixture here, there's 3 250 watt metal halides and 4 96 watt power compacts in it, but I was only using one of the 250s in the center and 2 of the 96 watt power compacts. The fixture I've got in here now, I'm using 216 watts of electric for the light, and I don't know, 15-20 watts for the fan. So I'm less than half the power draw, and the temperature, it's cool when I stand up by the fixture. It feels cool with that little bit of a fan going. There's no heat whatsoever. So energy savings wise, so far, really I'm digging it. And to hang it, my ceiling's at an angle. So on the right side there's no chain links at all, just hooks into the oak planks, which I've tied across 2 rafters here with these oak planks, and used 2 decking screws to go into the rafters on each one. And then, since the ceiling's at an angle, I've drilled with a spade the hole here at an angle so that the bolt that comes down through it will come down more vertically and have less grain stress on the pull, if that makes sense. It's not going to be pulling sideways so much against the grain, tending to split the wood grain. So that's how it's hung. There's not a whole terrible lot of weight on each of the 4 corners, but right now I'm only getting weight on 3 corners, having a little problem getting it leveled up. The trim on the inside came out pretty good. I'm happy with that just for what it is. And I don't need any vents on it. It's pretty open here underneath all the way up to the ceiling, and I don't have a heat buildup in here, especially with the fan going. And this is where the bolts come through the 2x4 frame and go to the ceiling. I have a bit of room, almost 2 inches of play here to adjust the height on each of the 4 corners.